Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing one of the last reports of the year, the 51st Commitments of Traders Report. Before we jump to the review, just a brief reminder for anybody who is new to COT analysis here at COTBase.com. You'll find a lot of educational material. Not only do we have these in written format, but we have some very useful videos as well that can guide you through the analysis process. And of course, we've got our YouTube channel, which if you would be kind enough to subscribe to, then of course you would be notified of any new content that we provide. Let's get started. We are analyzing, don't forget, the classic COT report type, or as CFTC calls it, the legacy COT report, futures and options data combined, and we're looking at the traditional net positions. South African Rand is on top of our list with a 70% change in commercials net positions when analyzing changes compared to the past 52-week time horizon, which is of course a year. So it is the largest change, bullish change signal suggesting strengthening in the next few days. Moving to a 5-year chart, of course, with this recent change, we have moved away from bearish COT extreme levels and got very close to the net zero territory, which is more of a neutral zone for this currency. So the bullish change signal suggesting some strengthening coming, and of course with this change we are moving towards bullish COT extreme levels. Not there yet for sure. You can see it from 2023, June of 2023, these were some very decent bullish COT extremes. That's not the case just yet. Moving to the euro British pound currency pair, here we have a 62% change in the opposite direction. This is a bearish COT change signal, the largest change on the past 1 year. So some significant moves in currencies. When I say moves, of course, in net positions of traders in this report. It is suggesting some weakness in the next few days. Moving to a 5-year chart, you can see that we are moving away from bullish COT extreme levels with this recent change side. Now, of course, I always say that when it comes to currency futures, you may want to check the other side of the market. In this case, we are talking about the euro British pound. This is a futures contract. It is measured in US dollars, just to make everything a little bit more exciting. I would definitely analyze the euro and the British pound separately if I were trading this specific market, because the data, the COT data in this currency, as you can see, we're talking about like 7,000 contracts net long here, 15,000 contracts net short. It's much smaller than the euro futures market and the British pound futures market separately. So I would strongly advise looking at those markets as well. Alternatively, what you can do is check out our iCOT Intraday Indicator on this market, and I'm just going to show you real quick what it can do. It is a indicator we developed after many years of research, bringing COT analysis into the short time frame. So for helping those who trade like intraday, probably the classic COT analysis is not something that would be too beneficial to you. But if you are using the intraday indicator, then you can actually gain that advantage in this shorter time frame. Now, what I'm doing right now is I've added 2 of our iCOT intraday indicators with AfterSignal. This is the more advanced indicator of the 2. And by default, we are very conservative. The signals that the indicator produces are stripe signals. These vertical lines are called stripe signals when we have both commercials and large speculators at an extreme. Those are the strongest, but we don't have too many of those. So I would strongly suggest having one of our indicators looking at any long signal, either one of them. And then we can focus the other one's attention to any short signal. And this way we have both directions caught. And as you can see, this is a 4-hour candlestick chart catching some good lows and highs in the market. I'll show you what a 1-hour candlestick chart looks like. I'd say not bad, not bad. Let's look at a 15 minutes candlestick chart. You can see how well it caught almost basically the bottom over here on this a couple days time frame. And why not look at a let's say a 1 minute candlestick chart. We can of course look at a longer time frame here. You can see these green vertical lines are very accurate. This is the iCOT intraday indicator for anybody who's interested in. Come here to cotbase.com/indicators and you can read a lot about this unique tool. But let's go back to our review and continue on with the Australian dollar, where we have a 43% change in commercials net positions. Once again, a huge change in traders net positions, the largest change in the past 1 year. It is a bullish change signal suggesting strengthening coming after we've witnessed the Australian dollar being declining since September 29. It's been declining and declining. Right now we have this bullish change signal. Let's see what the COT Extreme analysis shows us. Well, we are moving away from bearish COT Extreme levels. You can see the most bearish extreme levels here coinciding with this top, pushing the market lower. And of course, we are getting a reaction from traders as this is happening. Moving on to large speculators COT Extreme analysis, we've got livestock complex on top of our list with an all-time COT Extreme, followed by soybean meal. So we're going to stay here on the 5 years chart. Large speculators all-time COT Extreme. Again, all-time COT Extreme simply mean that in the history of COT data on soybean meal, we have never seen large speculators at such an extreme. This, of course, is a bullish COT Extreme. Something similar happened back over here in February of this year, marking the bottom after this steep decline. So it was a very effective signal. Once again, we have this bullish COT Extreme, similar in size. So we are expecting soybean meal to start rising in the next couple of weeks, month ahead of us. Live cattle is our next market, 293 report extreme in live cattle. This, of course, is a bearish COT Extreme, suggesting weakness coming in the next couple of weeks, month ahead of us. And last but not least, another currency for this review, the New Zealand dollar. Here we have a 271 report extreme in large speculators net positions, but an all-time COT Extreme in the New Zealand dollar. So switching to a max chart, the entire history of the New Zealand dollar COT report, futures and options combined, so dating back until 2005, we have never ever seen commercials at these extreme levels. This is, of course, a bullish COT Extreme, very strong, close to some significant support levels. So it's a very exciting signal over there. Now, of course, we are talking about the New Zealand dollar against the US dollar. So I would advise you to check the US dollar index COT report. We have the true US dollar index as well, something unique to COTBase.com. And try to look what the US dollar says, because even though this looks like a very decent signal, and nobody can argue about that, the fact that the dollar index is also showing some strength from the COT report would draw some caution if I were you. But it's there. It's a stress level we cannot ignore. And in the medium to long term, I can imagine the New Zealand dollar to react to this beautiful signal that we see. That is going to be all for this Commitments of Traders review from COTBase.com. Once again, if you've got any questions, feel free to comment underneath the video or send us an email to info@cotbase.com. If you enjoyed this content, please hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. It would mean the world to us. Thank you so much. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to all of you. I will see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.